oh my god, long time no see. So I just recorded the other video and I'm recording this one. This is going to be the Virgo new moon video and my current thoughts about what's going on astrologically. This is very surface level. This is not like anything super in depth. I didn't do like umpteenth research on this. That's not even how you use that phrase, but I didn't do research on this. I'm just going off of vibes and my current intentions as an aspiring content creator. But no, I'm aware of things happening astrologically. I love astrology and I want to talk about it because I go about the new and full moon cycle very intentionally, and I set time out of the days that there are new or full moons to do the according tasks. And TLDR, basically, with a new moon, you're going to want to set intentions, manifest, yes, clean, you're going to want to clean, you're going to want to set a blank slate, you're going to, yes, brainstorm and just start from scratch. That is your blank canvas that you are kind of sketching out the energy up until the full moon. And yes, up until that full moon. And then when the full moon comes, you are almost reflecting, and then it's like this kind of tipping point with the energy where you are full sending what you set into motion until the very end. Until, honestly, oh my god, I forget what waxing and waning. I think waning's the depleting one. So until that moon's energy depletes. And the moon is an archetype of our emotions. So our emotions are very variable. They're never set in stone. They feel different every single day, every hour of the day. So this isn't anything that's like, and then you're going to get to the new moon and then you're going to feel this way up until no, there's like degrees of change here. But with this new moon coming in Virgo, I am hearing a lot of good news about setting intentions, kind of sketching out that blank slate that you have. And I'm also aware of the fact that we have our fall eclipse cycle, which is a little bit more advanced astrologically, I'd say, but it's basically that we have solar and lunar eclipses, and these moon cycles are just very heightened in terms of energy, so they're not like super great you shouldn't manifest on the solar eclipse moon, which is like the new moon technically, and you shouldn't manifest on the lunar eclipse full moon. So, okay, and that's coming up, right? But let's focus on the now. Let's focus on the now, and August 22nd, we are having a new moon in Virgo, and what I like about this upcoming new moon is that I feel like a lot of our, like, attention has been scattered and just, like, everywhere, all over the place, and Virgo is really that time. Like, I'm hearing a lot of sentiment around fall reset, fall focus, fall lock-in. And that's literally what Virgo is. Virgo is very routine-oriented, almost pretty strict. It's very information-driven, but because it's ruled by Mercury, the planet Mercury that's like about like communication and information intake and dispersation. And with that, at the same time, Virgo is also very factual, which is different from its like mercurial sister Gemini, which I am, because Gemini is like, I want all the information possible, and then Virgo is like, I need a very structured like intake of information on this very particular thing that I want to make use of. So it's a very focused energy, especially since it's an earth sign. It's a lot more grounded. Gemini is an air sign. It's like everywhere. I love astrology. Like, I was just coming from a Portuguese class, and my Portuguese teacher wanted to go over the months of the year, but he structured it specifically so that we would correlate the zodiacs to it. I was like, oh my god, this is so fun. And in terms of if I actually I'm not going to answer that. It's none of your business. I believe it as much as I want to. There. I was gonna say, like, in terms of how much I actually believe it, but there, yeah, that's my answer. What else about this Virgo new moon? Other sentiments around it, right? Because Virgo is so factual, so structured, so particular, I am seeing this fall lock-in, right? We just had a bunch of fun. Dude, this kid is like screaming, or maybe that's like a squeak. Some equipment squeaking. Anyway, I'm seeing a lot of like fall lock-in energy, and I feel like that's because we've had so much scattered energy during like the beginning half to middle part of the year. Spring, like after the eclipse season, the spring eclipse season was when we had a lot more focused energy. But now that summer is like kind of coming to a close, the weather's cooling down, we're kind of more in like, we're out of summer zone. We're out of vacation mode. We are focusing back in, zeroing in on what's important for us, especially because, and I feel like for me, like lately, the time has been going by so quickly. I set my New Year's resolution like last year in December, and oh my god, I feel like I'm gonna have to like reflect and revisit that really soon. And I don't really have much to show for it. And this is what this Virgo energy is all kind of like a collection towards feeling super focused, honestly. I don't even, like, I feel like it's a focus that doesn't even feel forced. And that's one of the things that I want to experience and also like emphasize during this new moon, where it's like, yes, this is a blank slate, yes. And there's different kinds of blank slates. I feel like when you approach a blank slate, it's almost like the first day of school, where, you know, you're setting out your clothes for the week, you're like arranging your lunches, and then you're like really nervous because it's like, oh my god, what if I see this person? And you're thinking about all the variables, right? But with the Virgo new moon, it's more of like, I'm thinking about something very specific. And in my case, at least, this is content creation. I'm tired of being super insecure with content creation. I'm ready to feel super like ballsy about it. However that looks, I don't know. But, you know, that is my little niche thing, and maybe other people have their own little niche thing, but this isn't a time to spread out and be like, okay, now I'm going to address every single area of my life that has a problem. That's more Gemini. Virgo's very zeroed in, and that's why this should feel not forced. That's why this should feel easy, almost like an obvious common sense answer to the direction that you're going to, of like, okay, yeah, with this energy, with this blank slate, I know exactly what I want to sketch here. Like, I know exactly in my mind's eye how it's going to look, and when I do get to the end of this cycle, it's going to better resemble, like, it might look like a little, no, actually, I won't even say it won't look like a mess. The pieces are going to fall into place, even if I'm not seeing, even if the Tetris is kind of like freaking me out a little bit, in the end, it's going to land. No, it's going to be fine. Another thing that just came to mind was, with Virgo, we have the opposite side of the zodiac, Pisces. And okay, oh my god, this is like where I should do some actually pause. Not this. I tried to pause, and I'm gonna have to clip and edit, whatever. So basically, I took a look at the full and new moon upcomings, and it seems that August 22nd is the Virgo new moon, and then it's going to be September 7th is the Pisces lunar eclipse, which is that full moon. And then there's going to, I don't know the date for this one, there's going to be the Virgo solar eclipse, which is another Virgo new moon. And then after that, I think October 6th or something, early October, there's going to be the full moon in Aries. And this sequence to me is really interesting because typically with this year's moon cycle, it's been pretty parallel where we have the new moon, the kind of start of the cycle, start on one side of the zodiac, and then the full moon corresponding to the other side of the zodiac. And in regards to this progression, at least, it's going to go Virgo, Pisces, which is, let's do Virgo, Pisces, like this. And then it's going to go back to Virgo, and then it's going to go to Aries. And this just signals to me big fall lock-in energy, but at the same time, big fall lock-in with maybe some unexpected events in terms of the eclipses, which is only natural for it to happen around eclipse season, like kind of expect the unexpected. But you can set, or I will be setting intentions Virgo new moon, and then I will be reviewing them Aries full moon and seeing, okay, where can I delegate that kind of creation energy back into to complete the tipping point of this this moon stuff. That's kind of the sequence that I'm reading for the moon cycle currently. I'm sure that there are other planets in play right now. I'm so sure about it, especially Uranus. But, you know, like my focus right now, I'm only focused on the moon. My Virgo energy is ADHD autistic on the moon right now. I don't know. But yeah, let's see how my content evolves in these next few days. I also had another and I also wanted to add here with eclipse cycles to me have been this kind of thing where it's like, oh my god, like eclipses are happening, expect the unexpected. But I almost feel like eclipses are like portals, where they happen during the times of fall and spring, right? And this is like globally, like across the hemisphere. So it's not like, right, spring and fall. During these times are the times for the most birth in terms of spring, and also the most decay or, cycle ending in terms of fall, with the leaves falling down, with the final harvest, with, the earth getting ready for snow to come because of the freezing temperatures. And it is incredible that our world is able to grow and die and grow and recycle in this way, with this kind of balancing act of creation and dispersation, I'd say, right? And with the eclipse cycles, it's not like, oh my god, so much is gonna happen, and like just so much unexpected stuff. But I think there is an ability for it to translate that way in interpersonal relationships, because our emotions are very variable. Like, it's never like one thing. But in terms of the world around us, these are times where like portals are opening for spring to come, for the weather to warm up, to, for flowers to bloom, for the first like sprouts of grass to appear out of the snow for the first time, for that first life force to appear from the dead. And then we terminate that and then portal back into like the underworld almost, where it's like, we're going back into rest, we're going back into hibernation, we are, recycling currently. And that is how I've been looking at eclipse cycles lately. So it's not like, you set your intentions for the new moon in Virgo coming up, and then the eclipses come and they fuck up everything up. I just think really it will offer you perspectives and angles that you haven't yet considered that will support you in the journey that you're trying to get on, in this hero's journey. Because the hero's journey is like, what, a cycle, right? So it's never going to be something so linear and easy that, Star Wars would be so boring. Like, Luke Skywalker had to become the villain in his mind to rise back on top. That's how I see it. So this is my astrology forecast. Have fun. Yeah, have fun, have a great time, have a good fall, intro to fall, and see you soon. Bye.